Hello, my name is Titus Jansen. Perhaps you have heard of me after seeing videos or visiting martial arts forums and groups. Um, I'm not very popular and understand why. I would like to make a statement and give you my side of the story. I'm not very good. I'm not a very good speaker. That is why I'm reading out of my statement. I hope you understand. Most people don't know the full story behind my videos and photos, and I would like to tell you the truth now. I hope you have some time. I have to go back quite a few years. I really like martial arts. Ever since I was a little boy, I have loved it. Nunchaku was the first martial arts I got into. I went to several different schools under a lot of different teachers as I was growing up. I have always been a bit obsessive with things that I enjoy. That was the case since I was a child due to some emotional issues I had. My parents had me tested and the diagnosis was that I am emotionally underdeveloped. This means I don't mature as quickly as other people. This gave me some problems growing up, and there are still problems now that I'm an adult. I have troubles with bringing structure in my own life and depend on other people giving me that structure. People have called me gullible, naive, too trusting, and imaginative. Others just call me weird. Family members have now pushed me to get tested of autism, and we are looking into this now. I fit a lot of the criteria for autism according to questionnaires. I hope an official diagnosis will help me later in life. I think I like martial arts so much because it gives me structure. Several years back, I wanted to get into ninjutsu. It was hard to find a school close to me that teaches it. Finally, I found one. It was a school for Koguryu Ninjutsu at the time. I had no idea it was so controversial. Through my teacher there, I met a different person. I won't name his name in a video. You will soon find out why. This person asked me if I wanted to be able to teach ninjutsu. I was overjoyed. I really wanted to become a teacher. I love sharing martial arts with other people. I started my training. This person, let's call him John Doe, asked me to send videos. He would then send them to the USA for assessment. He sent me emails with instructions. I would send him videos for my training. I noticed John Doe was rather forceful in his emails. If I wasn't fast enough with sending videos, he would get impatient. He would say things like, "You need to be faster with making videos. If you really want this, you would be faster." After a while, I received strange emails from strangers asking me all kinds of questions. The writing style was similar to John Doe's style. One of the strangers said they were John Doe's cousin. I asked John if he knew anything about this. He became rather upset. He asked me how I could think of him. He said it was stupid to even accuse him. He replied I should be grateful because he was responsible for making me big. After my video training, John wanted to help me become a proper sensei. He started writing sports centers and promoted me. One sports center decided to take me on. I started teaching. This was not the end of for John Doe. He wanted to be involved in everything, from demonstration to my logo, from my website to examinations, and I was annoyed, but didn't want to get into it. I'm not very confrontational. It's important to note that I was already getting a bad reputation. John Doe had been advertising for me left and right. I'd been visited by some people from a Dutch martial arts forum. They tried to expose me as a fraud. Their report was fortunately not very negative. They said I wasn't doing anyone any harm and I should just be left doing what I was doing. Apparently, my exam videos were already online. I still didn't see anything wrong with Kogoryu. I honestly didn't understand the politics of it. I started to get into some financial trouble. I don't have a job, and the contribution I received for the lessons was not enough to afford the rent of the room in the sports center. Also, I wanted to move to a bigger area to train in. I messed up. I don't organize very well and I don't communicate very well. I tend to focus on only one thing at a time, so I made mistakes. I got into trouble with the owner of the sports center when I announced I wanted to move to a place. There were obviously financial troubles, but he was also upset that I wanted to leave. We were going to have a talk about it, but the owner wanted to involve John Doe. John Doe did get involved. He was upset with me and he didn't want to listen when I said it was my decision to make. He said again, I had him to thank for everything. He started working together with the sports center owner. Suddenly, my students received emails telling them not to go with me, and they said some pretty bad stuff about me. One of them is my friend, and he forwarded the emails to me. In some emails to each other, they mentioned I'm mentally sick. The sports center owner said that with him and Joe Doe against me. I could be sure of having a really hard time. John Doe personally threatened me and said he would damage my reputation. He also said he would strip me of my diplomas. I was told later that it wasn't possible. The relationship with the sports center owner was pretty much damaged. I told John Doe I did not want any more contact with him. I had enough. I ignored them and tried to train with a very, very small group at a different location. After I made the move, my students received an email from John Doe that they would start up a new ninjutsu group. It would be first taught by John himself, and then an ex-student of mine will be teaching it. It would be ninjutsu, the same as Kogoryu, but under a different name because Kogoryu had a bad reputation. I should have been alarmed, I guess. However, I just continued my training. I think I have to stress here that whatever my students paid me was just enough to pay the rent for the sports centers. I did not make any profit, or rather, I lost money and could not afford the rent anymore. So, I had to stop training at a new location as well. This happened without any problems. The owners were very kind to me. I went to train at a different sports center. My father works there, so I felt it was safe and was cheap. I now have only a few people still with me. I would call them friends rather than students. The contribution I receive is, again, not to make any profit. It's to pay for expenses. In the meantime, the internet was full of videos appeared on YouTube. People talked about me on forums and Facebook groups. A lot of the videos looked like an advertisement. Others were making fun of me. The YouTube videos mainly consisted of the exam material I had sent to John Doe or demonstration footage he asked me to do. The spreading of the videos happened shortly after our falling out. He was the only one who had the material, and I didn't have it anymore. I strongly believe he is the one spreading them. Then my Facebook photos were being spread. I had to cut my finger cleaning my sword once and posted a picture on Facebook. My Facebook is private and only visible to friends. Suddenly this photo appeared on forums, making fun of me. I realized I hadn't taken John Doe off my Facebook. Very stupid, I know. Lies were posted about me on forums. People who claimed to be an ex-student, none of their names were familiar. They said that I had been in the army before and that I told them I had killed people. Really, I never said this to anyone. The lies started to become more and more ridiculous. However, people on the forums believed them. Dozens of different accounts at YouTube were spreading videos with personal information, like my phone number, my email, the location I was training at, and the information was being updated too. Whenever I moved, the information on the videos was renewed. Everything but my phone number had to get a new phone. Number because I started receiving friendly calls. I never told my family. My sister one day Googled searched me for fun and found out. She was really upset and started crying, and that's when I told her the story. We kind of thought it would all go away over time, but it has only become worse. I can only assume other people started copying the videos and the stories, and it all got out of control. Last February, I received an email from a boy who said he was interested. He wanted to come and see a training. Together with his girlfriend, he came and pictures were taken that day. One of my friends went to a seminar a while later. He saw the boy there. He turned out to be a student of John Doe. Shortly after this boy's visit, a new video appeared with updated information on my whereabouts. I haven't advertised in years. Again, it was made to look like an advertisement. I googled myself and found tons of advertisements at all kinds of different websites. The information is updated to my latest location. I never put those advertisements out there myself, and neither did the people I train with. Unfortunately, I accepted someone that I don't know on my Facebook. Shortly after that, my private Facebook photos at a fantasy convention were spread on a Facebook group dedicated to exposing frauds. I was practicing cookery in those pictures. I was having fun with friends and dressed up for a fantasy convention. Those pictures were not meant to be public, and they were certainly not an advertisement. I had enough. I complained openly, and I didn't keep it to myself anymore. My sister helped me. She contacted people at the Facebook group. We told them our side of the story, and they were willing to listen. They advised us to make this video statement. We also contacted a lawyer to stop John Doe's from spreading more videos, lies, photos, and fake advertisements. I had never given him the permission to post my image anywhere. He just didn't, and after a while he kept doing it to punish me for breaking contact. I was informed by members of Facebook group with cookery was considered fake. My sister explained it to me as well. I think they are right. I told a group of friends I trained with that I would no longer do cookery. I realized that my diploma are worthless, that it was a waste of money. I want to learn ninjutsu in an accredited school, but I'm worried no one will take me after everything that has happened. I just want people to know that I'm not and was not a fraud. I wasn't making money, but I lost money. I didn't advertise or sought attention. I simply trusted the wrong person. I thought I was doing something worthwhile, and it only brought me and my family pain. So thank you for listening. Good.